Chapter 6 Under the Mulberry Tree. Ben led Jack and Annie down Market Street. Pigs and chickens crossed their path. Horse-drawn carts clattered over the dirty cobblestones. But the heat and smells didn't seem so bad now. "We're here, come along," said Ben. Jack and Annie followed Ben down the alley to his courtyard. "Please sit," said Ben. He motioned to chairs under the shade of the mulberry tree, the same tree that hid the magic tree house. "Ah," said Ben, settling into his chair. "Not much cooler here, though, is it?" "No, but it's nice," said Annie. "So you wish to learn more about me?" said Ben. "Ask me anything." "Well, let's start with when you were a kid," said Annie. Ben laughed. "Excellent starting place. When I was a baby goat," he said. "My father made candles and soap, and I was one of 15 children. We were so poor, I had only 2 years of school. Then I had to go to work." "Whoa, what did you do?" said Jack. "I worked in my brother's printing office. At 17, I left Boston and came to Philadelphia all by myself. I started my own printing shop. Soon I published a newspaper called the Pennsylvania Gazette. Then I created the first public library in North America, the one you just saw. I wrote and printed a best-selling yearly pamphlet called Poor Richard's Almanac. I started the first fire company in Philadelphia and the first post office. I invented the Franklin wood stove. I introduced cobblestones and street lamps to the city. I founded a college and a hospital. I grabbed electricity from the clouds in my famous kite experiment, and that led to my invention of the lightning rod. I supplied the army in the French and Indian War. I was elected to the Assembly of Pennsylvania. I was elected the first Postmaster General of the colonies. I helped write the Declaration of Independence. I was the American representative to England, France, and Sweden. I negotiated a treaty with England, and I became governor of Pennsylvania." Ben stopped to catch his breath. "Is that all?" said Annie. The three of them laughed. "I knew I liked you," said Ben. "But since you asked, there are a few more things I've done. For instance, I invented bifocals. By the way, you have very nice glasses, Jack." "Thanks," said Jack. "And I invented new kinds of ship's anchor," said Ben. "I created a candle that makes a bright white light and lasts longer than other candles. I've written about waterspouts at sea and the origin of northern storms. I've kept journals about dolphins, crabs, and the moon." "Wow," said Annie. There was silence for a long moment. "Oh, I almost forgot," said Ben. "I've also studied ants and pigeons." They all laughed again. Then Ben sighed. "I'm afraid I must stop there because I am growing quite tired of talking about myself." "Well, what are you doing these days?" Jack said nervously. He knew Ben didn't want to talk about the meetings at the State House. But to Jack's surprise, Ben leaned forward in his chair. "Can you keep it secret?" he whispered. "Yes," Jack and Annie whispered back. They leaned closer to him. "I tell you this in absolute secrecy," said Ben. "At the age of 81, I am a delegate to the Constitutional Convention, working to help frame a constitution for the United States." "No," whispered Annie. "Yes," whispered Ben. He sat back in his chair and grinned at them. "So when will the new constitution be ready?" said Jack. "That I do not know," said Ben. He sighed. He frowned. "In truth, dear Jack and Annie, I don't know if it will ever be ready." "Why, what do you mean?" said Jack. "The delegates disagree on so many things," said Ben. "I worry about the stormy debates we have." He took off his glasses and rubbed his eyes. "Honestly, right now, I myself do not plan to sign the document." "You don't?" said Annie. "You don't?" said Jack. Ben sighed again. He put his glasses back on and looked at them. "No, children," he said. "I fear I do not."